Welcome back to Upper 90, where the 2025 MLS regular season has concluded, meaning it's time for me to vote on my MLS year-end awards and best 11 for the season. And you know me, let's waste no time diving in with the most important award and the only one yet to be officially announced, the Landon Donovan MLS MVP award. And for me, there's only one choice. It's Inter Miami's Lionel Messi, the greatest player of all time, wins his first Golden Boot in MLS this season with 29 goals and adds 19 assists to go along with it, a total of 48 goal contributions, just one shy of Carlos Vela's MLS record that he set for LAFC in 2019 with 49 goal contributions. Should Messi be awarded the MVP this season, he would become the first back-to-back winner in MLS history shortly after signing a new contract through 2028, a gift to all MLS fans. He will be sticking around at least for another few years as Inter Miami open their new stadium. But the player who did not win MVP because of Lionel Messi, despite his MVP-worthy season, it is Anders Dreyer, and luckily he did win Newcomer of the Year, an obvious pick with arguably the best debut season ever, tied with Sebastian Giovinco in 2015 with 38 goal contributions he had for Toronto FC. Anders Dreyer matched that this season, 19 goals, 19 assists, and it's really incredible because I didn't think there would be any question who the best winger at MLS would be this season. That would be Denny Bouanga, outside of Lionel Messi, of course, but now there is a question. I didn't even think Anders Dreyer would be the best winger on his team, for that matter. Turns out he was, and that is what the Newcomer of the Year is all about, a new surprise star in this league, and he has become a household name. And it's interesting to me because everybody feels bad for Anders Dreyer not winning the MVP, and fair enough. But I also feel bad for Philip Zinkernagel of Chicago Fire for not having a chance at Newcomer of the Year because Anders Dreyer has been that good. Zinkernagel himself had 15 goals and 15 assists. But moving to Young Player of the Year, this was also a no-brainer, Alex Freeman. Oscar Pareja, the Orlando City manager, changed his system at the start of the season to accommodate Freeman, allowing him to bomb forward on that wing, and it was a genius move. 6 goals, 3 assists, tied for the second most goals among defenders this season, and Freeman caught the attention of U.S. men's national team manager Mauricio Pochettino, who called him up for his U.S. men's national team debut, and Freeman ended up playing all but 2 minutes at the CONCACAF Gold Cup in the run to that final. It's interesting, though, to me how these votes would work because many, including myself, might have given this award to Diego Luna if last year was not his breakout year and he won this award last year. He certainly would have at least finished second this year, in my opinion, and that is no disrespect to Obed Vargas, who is a phenomenal player and probably has the highest ceiling of any of the 3 finalists. But with Luna already having one in his pocket, no question Freeman deserved it this year. Moving over to Defender of the Year then, it is Philadelphia Union's Jacob Glesnes for me, and this is one of the few that I differ from the official awards. To me, Tristan Blackman, who won the official Defender of the Year award, was the leader for me at the All-Star break in this category, but Glesnes overtook him in the second half of the season. There's a few reasons for that. I expected Jack Elliott, who moved from Philadelphia Union to the Chicago Fire, to be a major loss for the Union, but it turned out not to be the case for a couple of reasons. Number one, Oluwethe Makanya, who has been fantastic next to Jacob Glesnes, has come in and become one of the best center backs in MLS at a very young age. But how has he done it? In my opinion, it's in large part to Jacob Glesnes. As somebody who grew up playing center back and often had to teach his center back partner the positioning, how to play, that's exactly what Glesnes has been doing for Makanya all season in Philadelphia, to the point that Dax McCarty put Makanya in his MLS Best 11 over Glesnes. For me, Glesnes should have gotten his second MLS Defender of the Year, as Philadelphia conceded the fewest goals in MLS, and Elliott played the second most minutes in that defense. Even the head coach, Bradley Carnell, called Jacob Glesnes his team MVP, a rare thing for a coach to single out a defensive player like that even when directly asked, as he was. And speaking of, the coach of the year this season has to be Bradley Carnell himself for me. I famously predicted Philadelphia Union to finish 11th, saying the team would only get worse from last season, so I have to give him my vote. I did, in fairness, say that it would work out with Carnell in Philadelphia. I just didn't expect it to be immediate. But I should have known, considering what he did in St. Louis in their debut season. He didn't win the Coach of the Year that year, so he went one better. Instead of winning the Western Conference, he went and won the Supporters' Shield. And I was always shocked when St. Louis sacked him. You can go back to my Twitter and check that, because I thought he was fantastic for them, and I'm glad he got another chance because I rate him. And what's incredible is that not only has he done all of this defensively, structurally, but Philadelphia also sold their best outfield player mid-season in Daniel Gazdag to the Columbus Crew. That was no problem for Bradley Carnell. They still pushed on with no problem. And it's also arguably winning among the best trio of finalists ever, probably next to that 2023 season when he did not win it in St. Louis. You have Jesper Sorensen turned Vancouver from a punchline to an MLS Cup contender. You have Mikey Vares, who in San Diego had the best ever expansion season with 63 points and 19 wins, both records. But I'm glad he didn't actually win it, because it would have been unfair to Carnell after Carnell basically did the same thing in St. Louis in 2023 and was pipped to the Coach of the Year award. It is fantastic that Carnell wins the Supporters' Shield and adds another trophy to his personal cabinet. That brings us to the Comeback Player of the Year, another one where I differ, and I've got Lawrence Inali. Perhaps I'm a little bit biased here because I witnessed this injury live last season, but Inali was the biggest under-22 signing in Dynamo history. He tore his ACL 2 games into his MLS career shortly after scoring his first goal in that same game, and head coach Ben Olsen was very upset after the game, knew it immediately, didn't even have to wait for the tests. It was a tough time, but we all knew that Lawrence Inali was an exciting player, and I was hoping to see this type of comeback. We got it with 1 goal and 4 assists, and those numbers aren't incredible because Houston were not good, but Inali was and shouldn't be overlooked just because his team wasn't as great, in my opinion. It's easier for Haglund, who did win the Comeback Player of the Year, to look good in a Cincinnati defense who was very good, and I won't fault anyone for picking him after all the injuries he had in that sense as well, but I had to go for Lawrence Inali myself, which brings me to the final award, the Goalkeeper of the Year. No-brainer here. Dane St. Clair of Minnesota United led the Loons to their best ever season, 58 points in the Western Conference, and it was really incredible the way that he did it because Minnesota play an unbelievable defensive, low block style. They do not care about possession at all. They care about hitting you on the counter or mainly on those set pieces. Unsurprisingly, then, you would see that he has a career best 113 saves this season, but surprisingly, when he's facing all those shots, he also had a career best 10 clean sheets, and even more impressively, a league best save percentage of 77.93%. Also, the only goalkeeper in the league with a 1 goal allowed average per game, taking that Canadian #1 spot. And no question, he deserves that Goalkeeper of the Year, which is why he's also in my best 11 as the goalkeeper. In that, I will pop that up onto the screen now. Most of these players we've seen or talked about throughout this video. Freeman, Blackman, Glesnes in the back. Yep, Ferskov, the number 6 for San Diego FC, snuck in for me with the most passes and touches in the league with a 90% passing accuracy. That is Sergio Busquets level stuff. And I also have, to be fair, an affinity for the unsung heroes, in my opinion, of the number 6 defensive midfield role. I want these players to get more recognition that they often don't get. Of course, this formation wouldn't be abiding by the official MLS rules for voting for best 11, but I had to fit Ferskov as well as Zinkernagel in there. You see Denny Bawanga, Evander, and Sam Surridge were all MVP finalists alongside Messi and Anders Dreyer there. So those are my official MLS 2025 year-end awards, and my best 11. Let me know what you think of my picks, and let me know what your picks are down below in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscription. It really, really helps out the channel. I will see you next time and next year.